3 years ago, I was over $30,000 in debt and sleeping on my couch because I couldn't even afford a proper mattress. Every month felt like I was working just to stay underwater. Today, I'm debt-free, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact plan that helped me get out in just 23 months without pretending it was easy. If this story sounds familiar, hit like and subscribe right now and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Someone out there is one decision away from changing their financial life. Let me take you back. I was working full-time, making $48,000 a year. On paper, I looked fine. In reality, my paycheck disappeared almost as soon as it arrived. Rent, utilities, a car payment, minimum credit card payments, and then nothing left. I was constantly doing mental math, trying to stretch money that was already spoken for. The shame was the worst part. I stopped answering calls. I felt embarrassed around friends. And late at night, I kept asking myself the same question: how did I get here? When I finally added everything up, the numbers made me sick. One credit card had a balance of $8,420 at nearly 25% interest. Another was over $6,000. I also had a personal loan, a medical bill, and minimum payments that were draining my budget every month. If I stayed on minimum payments, I'd be stuck for years and pay thousands more in interest. That was the moment I stopped looking at debt emotionally and started treating it like a problem I had to solve. First, I told the truth. I sat down with my boyfriend and showed him everything. No hiding, no pretending. No, I'll fix it later. That conversation made me accountable. Then, I stopped the damage. I cut up the cards I kept reaching for and switched to cash and debit only. If I didn't have the money, I didn't buy it. Simple. Next, I used a mix of the debt snowball and debt avalanche methods. I wanted the emotional win of paying off a balance quickly, but I also wanted to attack the highest interest debt, so I focused on one smaller balance I could eliminate within a few months, then rolled that payment into the next debt. At the same time, I increased my income. I asked for a raise and backed it up with proof of the work I was doing. Then I started freelancing on weekends. I sold clothes, electronics, furniture, and anything else sitting around collecting dust. Every extra dollar went straight to debt. I also lived on a bare-bones budget. I kept rent stable, cooked simple meals at home, cut unnecessary spending, and switched to a cheaper phone plan. I gave myself a small amount of spending money each month so I wouldn't burn out and quit. And that became the plan. At first, progress felt painfully slow, but eventually, momentum kicked in. The first debt disappeared within the first few months, and that win mattered more than I expected. Once I proved I could pay off one debt, I knew I could do it again. Then I attacked the next balance, then the next. Every time a debt disappeared, I felt lighter. The hardest part wasn't the math, it was the patience. There were months when I wanted to quit, spend money, and pretend everything was normal again. But I kept reminding myself of one thing: normal got me into debt. Discipline was going to get me out. 23 months later, I made the final payment. I still remember holding that paid in full letter and feeling something I hadn't felt in a very long time: peace. After that, I didn't rush to upgrade my lifestyle. I built an emergency fund, I started investing slowly, and I brought comfort back into my life one smart decision at a time. So, if you're in debt right now, here's the simple version: write down every debt. Know the balance and interest rate. Cut off the spending that's keeping the debt alive. Increase your income if you can. Pick one debt and attack it relentlessly. And tell somebody. Because secrecy is expensive. You do not need a perfect life to start. You just need a clear plan and the willingness to be uncomfortable for a while. 3 years ago, I was sleeping on a couch and drowning in debt. Today, I'm debt-free. If I can come back from over $30,000 in debt, you can start your comeback too. One decision. One payment. 1 month at a time. Your future is waiting. If this story gave you hope or motivation, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who's struggling financially right now. Remember, becoming debt-free doesn't happen overnight, but every payment moves you one step closer to financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.